yo, yo, yo. Con un lápiz en mi mano estoy pensando, porque mi gente se está matando, porque hay guerrilla, porque hay maraco, porque hay mentira, porque hay corrupción, porque hay tanto narco en la prisión, porque hay propaganda de Colombia estación, porque Coca-Cola tiene una operación de matar trabajador, anotarse al patrón, porque en Colombia hay tanto matón, porque el presidente está vendiendo la nación, porque busco razones en esta canción. Porque Juanito se metió en la guerrilla, porque dejó a su mamá solita, porque su hermanita no tiene dinero, porque su hermanito trabaja de zapatero, porque a su papá lo mataron tan ligero, porque los inmigrantes tienen que empezar de nuevo y trabajar tan duro para ganarse su dinero. Sé que empezar de nuevo, de empezar de nuevo.
So I have somebody who's flown all the way from the USA. It's Marcel Cartier from the Bronx, New York. Thank you so much for joining us. Fabulous performance.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling? You're performing in front of so many people from all kinds of backgrounds, and it's all about the No Bounds magazine launch, but it's all about music.
Well, I feel fantastic. It's always great to be here in London. I always have a wonderful time. I come out here several times a year. Actually, myself and Agent of Change, who's a London-based producer, we just finished wrapping up an album called History Will Absolve Us. So we're in the process of getting that ready for release next month. So it's definitely exciting. We performed some of these tracks for the first time tonight. We're in the process of shooting a couple of videos. So it's a very, very good time. I'm more than satisfied with this work. I think it's definitely my best to date, and I look forward to sharing it with everybody.
Really? The best to date?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And where did the inspiration come from to do your album at the moment that you've just really finished?
It's definitely a very overtly political record.
Okay.
I think we live in very interesting times. There's a lot of uprisings all over the world. You know, even in New York City, you know, I was part of the Occupy Wall Street movement last year, and I never thought I would see something like that in my lifetime. People always said that, you know, the masses of people, even if we're dealing with poverty or we're basically being, you know, in some way marginalized by the political system, we just won't respond, we won't rebel, we won't take to the streets, and we won't fight for our basic rights. But I think what that showed us is that every time, you know, people get pushed too far, they will naturally just push back and stand up for what they feel belongs to them. So I think the album is really a reflection of the fact that there's a struggle going on all over the world between those who hold power and those who actually constitute the majority of the planet. And with the title of the album, I'm basically alluding to the fact that I think that history will show that it's actually the people who make history, not some individual, you know, rich white male sitting in, you know, the White House.
But isn't that the case? Isn't that the case, though?
What is that?
You know, people who are that one person sitting in the White House or somewhere making those decisions, that they do have a sort of that impact, and perhaps your message may be shown in a different way.
Well, you know, I mean, I definitely expect my message to be controversial. I think anytime that you challenge what's just the accepted narrative, then you'll get that, and there'll be a lot of hostility toward it. But I think my experience has shown that there's also a lot of, you know, gratitude for the fact that I'm feeling sort of a void at the moment. You know, when we hear so many hip hop artists, it's really, you know, our culture's turned into the opposite of what it was supposed to be in the beginning. When hip-hop originated in the South Bronx, it was really about the most oppressed people creating something out of nothing and giving themselves a voice and saying, look, we're here. And, you know, we may be poor, we may be completely oppressed by the powers that be, but we do hold power just by our mere existence. You know, so...
Africa! Hey, hey! Better get the hands off, better get the hands off! Yeah, you better get your hands off. Better get the hands off. Africa. Yeah, yeah. You better get your hands off. Better get your hands off. Africa. Yeah, yeah. You better get your hands off. You better get the hands off. Africa. Yeah, yeah. You better get your hands off. You better get the hands off. Africa. Look, yeah. I said those who do not move do not feel the change. The African people are aware of the pain, aware of the game, and gain the deception. Black presidents who are white man extensions. People from Cape to Cairo or hell. This fake independence and ongoing hell. Colonial ties still keep them chained.
Even world bank criminal schemes. What about reparations? To me it seems that every metropole from Amsterdam to Paris and Brussels we do with the hands of African labor or slave relations, developing Europe that expensive a nation. But Africans rebel from the first conquest, with black independence and last conflict. You better get their hands up, better get their hands off Africa. Yeah, yeah. You better get your hands off. You better get their hands off Africa. Word, word. You better get their hands off Africa. Yeah, yeah. You better get your hands off. You better get their hands Africa. Yeah, yeah. Look at Africa, the African command. That's the US in a puppet shaking each other's hands. They went in for Libya, going for Uganda. When will we learn we can't be sleeping any longer? Still salivating over claiming Zimbabwe. The worst man alive is Abu Mugabe. The land should belong to the African masses, not a small group of white settler bastards. My fellow Europeans wanna whine and grow about losing what we stole. That is not a home, that is not a land. Need to choose the side of the future of humanity. The old is expired. If you ever want peace, you better want justice. Most of the continent is far from accustomed to cozy Cameron, Africa's son. You better know that no one can ever, 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 ever be one. Better get their hands off Africa. Yeah, yeah. Better get their hands off Africa. Word, word. Better get their hands off. Better get their hands off Africa. Yeah, yeah. Better get their hands off. Better get their hands off Africa. Yeah, 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 yeah. London, what it is. Yeah.
Mutual thing where we're really sharing and exchanging ideas, and I have as much to learn from my quote-unquote fans as they do from me at the end of the day, because we all have different experiences that you know we can bring to the table. So again, it's all about that dialogue really, and hip hop accomplishes that, I think, all throughout the world.
Well, Marcel, I could be talking to you forever because you have so much knowledge and wisdom, but thank you so much for joining us, and your final message to Londoners and the guys here in the UK.
My final message to Londoners and everywhere, you know, like keep building this hip-hop culture for what it really is. You know, there's definitely a power in hip-hop. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. It's all about how you use it. So if you're definitely getting into this culture, use it very, very wisely. Use it not for your own self-enrichment, but so that we can all have a better society. We can have the society we actually deserve to live in.
Thank you very much for your kind words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that was the No Bounds magazine launch. What a fantastic evening we had, an array of performances, poetry, and fantastic interviews. Whilst you keep watching View for You Music, I'm Atika Chowdhury, signing out.